Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion just had their first day at trial, and here are the shocking details. The trial started with prosecution and defense teams both giving their opening statements. According to the prosecution, an argument broke out as they were leaving Kylie Jenner's party, and Meg insulted Tory's rap skills, so he shot at her feet while yelling, "Dance, bitch." They claim that texts, phone calls, and a testimony from Meg's friend Kelsey, who was also in the car with them, will prove their case. However, Tory's defense team tells a different story. First, they claim the group was asked to leave the party by Kylie after Meg went on a drunken jealous tirade because Tory was in the pool with Jenner herself. On the drive home, Tory questions Kelsey and exposed Meg for hooking up with multiple men that Kelsey had relations with, including himself, the baby, and Ben Simmons. Meg stops the car, getting into a physical altercation with Kelly, with an alleged eyewitness in the neighborhood who will take the stand. Both sides tell very different stories, and until evidence is presented, it's tough to know who's telling the truth. Meg Thee Stallion revealed more shocking details about her case with Tory Lanez during day 2 of trial. Before the session even began, a man yelled at Megan as she entered the building, followed by Tory Lanez arriving at the courthouse with his son. To start things off, Megan took the stand with an emotional testimony and confirmed that she and Tory had an intimate relationship, but nothing was exclusive. She also stated that she met Kelsey her freshman year of college and the two were close. According to Meg, they left the party because her wig started to come off in the pool, not because she was drunk or irate at Kylie Jenner. Tory wanted to stay, but the driver wouldn't leave without him, which is what started the argument. During the disagreement, Tory exposed Meg for sleeping with him behind Kelsey's back. Megan says she then asked to be let out of the car, and they continued arguing until she saw Tory eventually shit at her over the car door, but didn't see Kelsey. Now, the defense team has disputed that Tory is not tall enough to shoot over the car door. She later lied to police about what happened because she didn't feel safe and didn't want them to shoot Tory. Megan also claims that Tory offered her $1 million for her silence after the incident, ending things with, "I wish he would have just killed me if I knew I'd have to go through this." Day 3 of the Tory Lanez vs. Meg Thee Stallion trial had some insane new updates. Meg's former best friend Kelsey walked into court with her lawyer, claiming she didn't want to testify and would invoke her 5th Amendment to avoid incriminating herself. However, she reluctantly agreed to testify after prosecutors offered her immunity for anything she said on the stand. That's when Kelsey accused Meg of lying to her numerous times, causing her anxiety and trauma. She denied the defense's claim that she was the one who pulled the trigger, stating, "It's ridiculous, anyone would think I shot Megan." She testified that they all met at the Rock Nation brunch and she pursued a relationship with Tory at Meg's encouragement. But after she got COVID and returned to Texas, Meg hooked up with Tory behind her back. According to Kelsey, the event at Kylie Jenner's house was not a party, but just a few people. She claimed that Meg was acting drunk and obnoxious, and Tory was flirting with Kylie in the pool. Meg's stylist eventually convinced her to leave by getting Kelsey to say her wig was coming loose, but she refused to go without Tory. They initially left, but returned so Meg could get her slipper. When Meg came back out, she was yelling, "Kylie told us to get the f*** out," and Tory was with her. In the car, Tory exposed Meg for sleeping with him behind Kelsey's back. Prosecutors questioned whether Tory threatened to them like she had previously confessed, and Kelsey evoked the 5th Amendment. She later admitted she lied to prosecutors and said that she did not witness Meg get or even see her bleeding. She also lied about the $1 million hush money and lied that Tory punched her. She did admit to hearing but did not see Tory pull a gun out or Megan. So Kelsey's testimony makes the case even more confusing, as it seems day 4 of Tory Lanez vs. Meg Thee Stallion trial just happened, and here's what you missed. The doctor who treated Meg testified that he removed 4 bullet fragments from her foot, confirming she'd been Kelsey was back on the stand and was cross-examined and once again confirmed she lied to prosecutors, blaming it on anxiety, denying her statement that Tory Lanez pointed a gun at Megan. Now, Meg's lawyer believes she's been compromised as a witness due to a threat or bribe, given that Kelsey only just recently spoke to prosecutors a few months ago saying the opposite. Day 5 of the Tory Lanez vs. Meg Thee Stallion trial has some jaw-dropping updates. Prosecutors played the audio of their interview with Kelsey this past September, which got into details surrounding the argument that led up to the incident. She talked about Tory threatening to shoot her, saying she told him, "If you shoot me, you shoot me. I guess it's my time to go." Then the argument turned into insults, with Meg saying the only reason Tory is famous is because he did a remix with Jack Harlow. Kelsey then said that Tory started dissing Meg's career as an artist. More importantly, in the interview, Kelsey identified Tory as the shooter, Tory assaulting her after Meg, and Tory offering her hush money at the scene of the crime. This all comes only one day after Kelsey took the stand on Thursday and claimed she could not recall many details related to the shooting, with the prosecutors using the fact that Kelsey claimed she lied about everything because she felt pressured by the prosecutors. In the tape, she clearly recalls Tory being the shooter. He's shooting over the top of the door. He was leaning over the front passenger door. She also admits the way Tory was aligning his it wasn't like straight, it was like down, definitely in her direction. However, the day ended with some even more shocking news. DNA experts said that Tory's DNA was not on the magazine. It can't be concluded that his DNA wasn't on the but it can't be said that it was either. Day 6 of the Tory Lanez vs. Megan Thee Stallion trial could change everything. Tory arrived at the courthouse greeted by paparazzi, where his lawyer proclaimed that he is innocent and that Kelsey is the shooter. Now, there was drama from the start. Jury number 39 had an incident that the court needed to address. She's described as a juror who fits Megan's demographic and was seen in the elevator with Tory and his team. There's no evidence that they had contact, but prosecutors say it presents a potential issue. The day started with one of the LAPD officers who was at the scene that night taking the stand and playing the body camera footage, which showed Kelsey as distraught and crying. In another bizarre turn of events, the court reviewed lyrics from Kelsey's 2020 song Busted Back, where she said, "Who shit ya? Cause it wasn't me. I was 10 toes down whenever you had beef." Next, Meg's former stylist EJ took the stand and was asked if he's seen anything that resembles a arm in Kelsey or Meg's possession, which he answered, "Possibly, but it's not my business." EJ noted that when Tory arrived to Kylie's party, he noticed Meg's energy shifted from fun Megan to irritated Megan, describing her as faded drunk. Lastly, as the jury exited the day, prosecutors dropped a bomb by trying to add felony witness tampering charges based on Tory allegedly trying to bribe Megan and Kelsey with $1 million to keep quiet, but the judge said it was too late. Meg's bodyguard Justin is still missing after failing to appear in court last week to testify. Now the LA County DA's office has sent cops out to find him. Day 7 of the Tory Lanez vs. Megan Thee Stallion trial included a shocking testimony from a neighbor who claims to have saw it all. The trial started with Tory greeted by paparazzi as he entered the courthouse and questioned about being in an elevator with juror 39. Things began to heat up when the defense called Sean Kelly to the stand, the neighbor who called 911 after witnessing Megan and Kelsey fighting. Kelly said he woke up that night because there was a lot of shouting. He opened his back balcony and asked everyone to leave before calling 911. He described witnessing two girls fighting. They were pulling hair, hitting each other. It was quite violent, he said. They then separated and Meg got in the car, but he could only see the tops of their heads. He then heard what he thought were fireworks, but soon realized were Where were the flashes coming from? Tory's lawyer asked. "The girl. I believe it was the girl," Kelly said, indicating it was Kelsey who fired the first shot. He says that two men then got in the car, including Tory. He admitted that in previous interviews, he stated that the shorter man, aka Tory, was trying to take the When questioned about when that happened, he joked, "I didn't see him say, 'Excuse me, can I have the It's my turn,' getting a big laugh from the crowd." He says they were all violently separated by the taller man and that the three of them were beating Meg, who was not fighting back. They soon realized that police were coming, and according to Kelly, it looked like they were trying to kill her. When cross-examined by the prosecution, they questioned why in the 911 call he indicated the chap in the back got out and started and describing hearing 4 or 5 shots. Kelly remained adamant that he saw a girl, aka Kelsey, fire the first shot. Although he was more focused on protecting his son, and admits that he never saw a This testimony changes everything and supports the defense's claim that Kelly was the shooter. Although there was a lot, Day 8 of Tory Lanez vs. Megan Thee Stallion trial ended with a dramatic conclusion. Megan's former bodyguard suddenly showed up in court after being missing for several days, but ultimately he didn't even testify. The prosecution wanted to delay the case by 1 week to prepare because they had no contact with him during the investigation. But the request was denied and he was never called to the stand despite being the only sober person in the group that night. There were more changes in the jury after a woman was dismissed and an alternate was brought in. That makes 2 jurors down since the beginning of the case. Everyone was on the edge of their seats waiting to hear if Tory would testify, but he ultimately chose to not take the stand. "I will not testify," Tory told Judge Hereford when asked. If Tory were to testify, the prosecutors were well prepared to discuss a range of circumstantial evidence, including social media posts, rap lyrics, past arrests, his tattoos, the recent August Alsina incident, and a music video where he butchered horse meat in reference to Megan. But after Sean Kelly's testimony yesterday, the defense likely felt more confident in their case and did not want to risk having Tory take the stand. After that, the prosecution and defense decided to rest their case and delivered their closing arguments in the afternoon. The case is now with the jury to decide who is telling the truth, so we could have a final verdict by the end of the week. What do you think the verdict will be? Let us know in the comments.